started off for him changing it. He told us why he changed it, but here's my question. He says, over the years, I've seen Indiana lose, you know, businesses that we're trying to attract because they're interested in right to work. But the question that I thought should follow, or that came to my mind, was, okay, who did we lose? What states did we lose these jobs to, or this industry to? And was it actually to other right-to-work states? Because if someone's coming to look into this area, and we're talking about the Midwest, who around us has right to work? Is it Illinois? Does Illinois have right to work?
You know what? No, we've lost.
I'm not saying who we've lost it to. I'm saying, are we losing these jobs to other states that have right to work legislation implemented? Because if we're not, then it's apples and oranges, and it doesn't make sense to say that.
Well, basically what it comes down to is he's providing anecdotal evidence based on his experience in leadership, okay?
Yes.
I think the statistics don't necessarily bear that out. In other words, right to work, it's so hard to figure out if right to work will actually bring more jobs to Indiana. And part of that is that nobody's done this for like 10 or 11 years, and the world is so complex right now, it would be like almost like its own experiment at this point.
Yes,
and,
but he pointed that, you know, that part of the reason that some of these industries are not coming to the state of Indiana is because they specifically, these so-called businesses that looked at us for a moment and then passed on us, were, you know, interested in right to work. I just find that difficult to believe.
Coming back
so out there.
Coming back, well, Gabby asked the original question, is this your top priority? And that's been reported in all of the media.
And mostly in Indianapolis media.
And they keep saying it's his top priority, and he's like, what are you talking about, right? He says, you know, a lot of legislation is a major priority. So he basically, and I kept reading that, and especially in the Indy Star and the Wish TV downstate, even in our own Times and Post, and it's his top priority. But he never told me that, and I don't think. And he basically.
And he just told us that that's not
the case.
He's prioritizing all the
smoking
legislation,
ban, and he mentioned a couple other ones. So that was interesting. It's interesting how he couches the argument. In other words, that opportunity for the average Hoosier. He kept using the word opportunity, and to me, that's where the fight is going to be. In other words, if indeed they decide to go to a referendum today, the fight is going to be for the average Hoosier, because there's a lot of people that are pro-union, and there's a lot of people that are anti-union or pro-business, right?
And there's more in the middle.
And then there's this, I've got to say, it's close to 75% in the middle.
So then the job is going to be left in the hands of the union and in the hands of the business lobbyists or whoever are you know, backing this right to work legislation to get the people in the middle educated on what their slant is, because I think each side has an obvious slant as to what the right to work will or will not accomplish in Indiana.
219-845-1100. What'd you guys think? Oh, we got traffic. I'm sorry. Hey, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for that quick update, because I was on the Cloverleaf on Calumet when you called out for Bishop Ford being bad. So I swung around. I'm just going to take Calumet all the way to Skyway.
Good idea, my friend. Right now it's bad.
And there's a state trooper that was just getting on the expressway. So if he set up the Bishop Ford, he'd probably be stuck in that traffic right now.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Talk to you. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Judd. Good morning, Alexis.
Morning.
John from Hammond. Stay off the Bishop Ford. It stinks. I got on 159th, and, you know, when you do move at 15 miles an hour, you're excited about it. That's not good.
Oh, John from Hammond. That takes years off your life.
Absolutely. But we'll get there eventually.
Hey, you know what? You got JOB to listen to. All right, John.
Yep.
Your first impression on the governor.
My first impression on the governor goes to the question regarding the Little Calumet River that never got answered. I understand they have problems with the Army Corps of Engineers. The people in Munster have, you know, the commission has had problems with the Corps of Engineers, but he didn't answer the question. I'm so tired of politicians getting on, not answering the questions that they've been asked, and then they come up with statements that, if we had details, if we understood what they were thinking about, maybe makes sense, but without details, I don't have a clue.
All right, man.
I throw my arms up.
Don't do it while you're driving. Just hit Governor Mitch Daniels on. You heard it right there. Another thing that he said that I believe will be is emphatic and that is that he does not support a referendum on this issue. He does not want it going to the voters. He doesn't want us to become California.
Well, I really do agree with him in that sense.
Why?
Because not just the right to work going into referendum. I just think that if we start taking all our legislation to referendum, it just kind of clogs everything up and even slows things down more. Not that the legislators leaving in the middle of a session and us having not having a quorum doesn't, stall things as well. I don't know. Is that the route we want to take? What was the last referendum that was taken to the voters? Not to mention, how do you explain or put on a ballot in a brief, synopsis what they're voting for? Because if you put down, oh, here's a referendum and it's called the right to work, well, the average Hoosier is going to go, well, heck yeah, I'm for the right to work. So how is that going to help the anti-right to work people? So explain to me. If the union workers are behind this, I want to know someone from the unions to call in to tell me how they're going to educate the average Hoosier who's going to vote on these referendums as to what the right to work legislation entails, because right to work just sounds like such a positive little catchy phrase, doesn't it?